Hey, I'm Scott Phillips, and this is my good friend Tim Ryan. We're enjoying the Idaho Vintage Jeep Festival. We've been out on the trail in Tim's Commando, and it's been a lot of fun to see that. Tim just barely buttoned up a full drivetrain swap on this thing about 1 a.m. last night.
1 a.m. We got a couple hours sleep and headed north.
Tell me a little bit about what you guys ended up having to do.
Well, we swapped the engine, transmission, and transfer case this week because last year on this event, we baked the motor, overheated it, and so we swapped to a heavier duty transmission and then a transfer case that also has lower gears. So happy to say, since it didn't get any test driving time, it was flawless.
This is the test drive. Well, these vintage Jeeps are pretty amazing. It's incredible to see just what you can do with the old school, old tech. They take a little bit of work to keep running, but they sure are fun.
Mine is a 67 Commando. It's got a 79 Buick 3.8 liter engine in it. And just last night, about 1 a.m., we finished putting the Ford T18 transmission in and a Dana 20 transfer case with the low gear set in it. So we were able to crawl up this hill today at a super slow pace and very comfortable.
It's a really fun event, really casual. You know, usually the first day on Saturday, it's a fairly mild trail. We had a couple challenges today. And then if you stay over till Sunday, then he tries to take you out to a more challenging area. One of the funnest things about it is, you know, this is a technology from the late 1930s, early 1940s, and the fact that we can take these rigs out and do a lot of the stuff that the big high dollar rigs are doing. It's just really fun to get out and kind of, what can I do with this rig in its current configuration? I really love it.
The Idaho Vintage Jeep Rally started in 2018 and since then has grown every year. It's an event where people talk shop about their vehicles, exchange ideas, discuss what works and what doesn't. Many of these old rigs are stock, but just like with new Jeeps, it's really all about the modifications.
Well, V8 Swap Shop, we do just that. We put a new life in these old Jeeps that only have 4 and 6 cylinders, or any of those that feel like they want to step up like that, and give them a heartbeat, we say, you know. We'll put a V8 engine in any Jeep, new or old. The old iron just speaks to me. You know, new vehicles just don't have as much class, as much style. These old Jeeps just have all of that, but they don't have a lot of power. And for anybody that wants to put bigger tires on it or go play in the sand or any of these things that require more power, we can put a V8 engine out of any type. We do used, new, rebuilt. I love seeing the variety of old Jeeps. All these guys that have fixed their Jeeps up, they all have a different way of going about it. They all do a different thing to theirs, and it all sets them apart, but they still have that cool old Jeep vibe.
This brings back a lot of nostalgia for me. My family got introduced to Jeeps when my grandpa bought a 48 Willys, a lot like this one here. This is Grandpa's Jeep, so that kind of has a lot of meaning to me because my grandpa started us out in an old Willys.
This is my 1948 Willys CJ2A. I call it Grandpa's Jeep because it was my grandpa's hunting rig. It kind of, after Grandpa died, it kind of sat around in a couple different cousins' places, and finally ended up in my hands, and I've rebuilt everything mechanically, but I've kind of kept the grunge look to it. If you want to see what it can do, look at my YouTube channel, Grandpa's Jeep or Stan Fuller. Met the greatest people in these old Jeeps, and it's just a great community, and everybody helps out and has fun together, and is very supportive. I've really enjoyed it.
It's just a great group of people, but these old Jeeps have so much class and style, and they take us to so many new places like this in the backcountry, and we love it.